3 years after our breakup, the court's gavel fell. I owed my ex-boyfriend exactly $100,723. Those extra $23? That was for a candied apple I'd wanted on a street corner in LA, one that cost $3 back when we had nothing. I'd hesitated, but he just smiled and bought it for me. Now, even that sweet memory had been sharpened into a blade aimed at my heart. He didn't sue me for the money. He did it because his new wife was bored, and I was her new plaything. He knew my health was failing. He knew that after my parents died in a car crash, depression had swallowed me whole, and I depended on a cocktail of pills just to find the oblivion of sleep. He knew I'd already tried to end it all once, landing me in the hospital with a critical tag on my chart, but he did it anyway. What he didn't know was that the $100,000 was every last cent to my name. It was the money for my next round of chemotherapy. After the verdict was read, I ran right into Alexander Armitage in the courthouse hallway. He'd changed so much in the few years we'd been apart. The broke student who had been scrambling to build a startup out of a cheap rental was now a titan in the green energy sector. He stood there, formidable in an immaculately tailored suit, his gaze landing on me with a cold, detached distance. My feet froze. My first instinct was to pretend I hadn't seen him, to find another way around. But he spoke first, his voice slow and deliberate. So, any regrets? I blinked, confused. What? A cruel, mocking smile twisted his lips. You must regret it now, right? Dumping me for money. The late autumn wind cut through my thin clothes. I instinctively curled my fingers into a fist, but a deep, unshakable chill had already settled into my bones. After a moment, I took a deep breath and offered him a perfectly practiced smile. Mr. Armitage, the debt is settled. We broke up years ago. Aren't you worried your wife might misunderstand a conversation like this? As if on cue, I glanced over my shoulder and saw Annabelle standing there, her face a mask of fury. The anger vanished in a heartbeat, replaced by a saccharine smile that didn't quite hide the venom in her eyes. Tapping forward on her stilettos, Annabelle looped her arm possessively through Alexander's. Darling, what on earth should I do with this $100,000? A new wardrobe? Shoes? Or that designer bag I saw last week? She shot a pointed look at me, her voice dripping with faux pity. Actually, that's not nearly enough for any of those, is it? You're so stingy, Alexander. Couldn't you have been a little more generous with your ex? This pittance wouldn't even cover a new hair clip for me. Alexander and I had been together for 5 years. While he was studying in the States, I'd flown back and forth to LA every month. Most of the $100,000 I now owed him was for the plane tickets he'd paid for, money he'd earned working grueling odd jobs day and night. Now, he and Annabelle had used those transaction records, weaponized by their lawyers, to demand every penny back. The hair clip Annabelle was wearing was from Chanel's latest collection. It cost $20,000. The money she'd just pried from my hands really wasn't enough. The next moment, Alexander's expression softened as he looked at her. He tenderly brushed a stray hair from her face. Hush. Keep it as pocket money. I'll add to it if it's not enough. Annabelle's face lit up. She leaned in and planted a kiss on his cheek. Oh, darling, you're the best. Then she turned back to me, her smile wide and triumphant. Laura, I am so sorry. We obviously don't need the money, but Alexander and I made a little bet. He did this just to make me happy, you know? Her voice lowered into a conspiratorial whisper. Ever since we got married, Alexander has insisted I stop working. He says it's too stressful. So all I do is skincare, spa days, and travel. A girl has to find some way to pass the time, right? She reached out and grabbed my hand, her eyes gleaming with smug satisfaction. Thank you for making this so entertaining, and for proving just how much my husband adores me. A sharp pain, like 1,000 tiny needles, pierced my heart. To the wealthy, I was just a game. A tool to prove how doting a husband Alexander Armitage could be. I forced my trembling hands to still and summoned